What's going on, everyone? My mic was muted. I apologize about that. What's going on out there, everyone? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's going good today on this two, two, so many different twos. So it's a day of twos today, but and it's Tuesday, so I don't know if it's Taco Tuesday or what. But hope you've had a blessed day today, and I hope everybody's doing well. As you guys can see, we've switched to a brand new platform here. We're actually streaming with Restream, and hope you guys have had a chance to check out Restream. It's an excellent platform to use here for podcasting and doing what we do right here on Hope with Jonathan. Guys, again, my name is Jonathan Traylor. I'm a kidney transplant recipient who received the gift of life on August the 11th, 2020. And I now use my utilize my story with kidney failure to give other patients and people a platform to share their story right here on this podcast, The Hope with Jonathan. And tonight, guys, I just thought I would come on live, kind of a Q&A tonight. I do not have a guest tonight, so I just thought I would pop on here and kind of talk with you guys maybe about some different topics and things like that. So this is just going to kind of be a live tonight, but I hope you guys are doing well. Again, guys, if you haven't already had a chance to check out our YouTube channel, please feel free to check us out right here at Hope with Jonathan. You can go through our videos and see what type of things we're doing with this podcast. We're trying to spread awareness for not only kidney patients in need of a living kidney donor, but we're also spreading awareness for kidney disease and speaking on organ donation and talking about renal diet and things like that. We even have a nephrologist that was just recently on our show. So these are the type of things that we're trying to do with our podcast. Also, you can check out our website at hopewithjonathan.com. You can even sign up for a free newsletter. We actually send out an email of different videos and things like that we've done, different interviews, and we'll gladly accept your email address. We do not sell it or share it or anything like that. We just send you an email basically sharing our content and what we do right here at Hope with Jonathan. And also, guys, anybody that comes across this podcast, we ask that you would consider to be a donor, and you can do that easily at donatelife.net. And you can sign up, register today to save a life. Be a hero and sign up today. You can do that easily also on your cell phone as well. Definitely, if you need support, we're going to go ahead and tell you that you can reach out to kidneysolutions.org. If you've just been recently diagnosed with kidney disease, maybe you're in need of a kidney donor, maybe you just been waiting for a kidney donor, maybe you need assistance, or maybe you need support. They offer support groups and so much more. Check them out at kidneysolutions.org. And also, guys, for more great kidney information, check out kidneyconversations.info. This is a series that we're doing with the founder of KWM from Toronto, Canada. You can check them out as well at kidneywarriormerch.com. But we've teamed up with them, and we're doing a series of educational videos at kidneyconversations.info. So please go check out that website. Also, tonight, while you're watching this broadcast, please feel free to go ahead and drop a comment and let your voice be heard. We'll be sharing some people's comments soon enough, as soon as I get through all of these. And tonight, as you can see, you're watching us live. And thanks again for watching it. We really appreciate your support. Again, we can't do this without you guys. And as you can see, guys, I'm streaming from a completely different room. So this is kind of my living room area. My other computer's in another room, and it just was not accessible for me tonight, so I had to use this one. But it's all good. But I just wanted to come on tonight and kind of talk with you guys about maybe some different topics and some different ideals. We're going to just kind of switch this up a little bit. And I hope you guys like this new format that we're using with Restream. I think it's pretty cool. What's going on, Jared Brown? Jared Brown in the house, guys. Warriors Quest show. We're going to go ahead and throw up this chat overlay as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this popping as well, so that every time someone comments, it's going to pop up in that right-hand corner. And for those of you that don't know, we've switched over to the streaming software of Restream. And it's really cool. It's restream.io. So it's a really great platform for podcasters. As you can see, I'm able to use a graphic video behind me. It's pretty cool for like special effects, things like that. But there's Jared Brown from the Warriors Quest Show. If you haven't already checked out his podcast, he's interviewing patients in need of a living kidney donor, spreading awareness for kidney disease, spreading awareness for organ donation, and so much more. So go check out his podcast as well. Who else is in here tonight? We've got some others. I think Uncle Jim Myers is popping up here. So Uncle Jim Myers, he's a great kidney advocate for kidney disease, polycystic kidney disease patient, kidney transplant recipient. So we definitely send a huge shout out, big hugs, big boom, big dap, a big dap to Jim Myers. He's really cool. I really like Jim Myers. And Jared's commenting, so his comment popped up in the chat. As you guys can see, it's really cool. As the comments start popping up and coming in, you can see them just kind of pop in there in the corner, and it's really cool. I don't know if my internet connection is going to be the best in here tonight. I may come off a little bit spotty. That's okay. This is just basically a live tonight to kind of talk with you guys about some different subjects. I was wondering. I was recently looking at a video about a gentleman, actually two gentlemen. One was a dialysis patient that was in need of a kidney, and then another one was actually a heart patient that was in need of a heart transplant. And both of these guys actually had denied or been denied the transplant due to the fact that they would not get a vaccine. And I was just kind of wondering what everybody's kind of ideal was on that. I think it's kind of a sort of a touchy subject, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys my opinion on it. I do believe in the fact that we have our rights as a patient. I do believe that we should be protected of those rights to make those kind of decisions. But I also believe that sometimes common sense comes into play where, especially if you have a young family, I believe both of these gentlemen had young children, they had young family. And I just think that they should be thinking about their family and their children and things like that, and put your beliefs and your personal beliefs and your principles kind of behind you. Go ahead and get the vaccine and go ahead and get the transplant so that you can live and be there for the patients, or be there for your family, regardless of whatever your political or possible religious beliefs are. But anyway, or personal beliefs. So, but I was just wondering what some people's ideals were about this. So if you want to drop a comment below, or just drop a comment about it, that's fine with me. I just want to kind of see what everyone's possible ideals are on that, because I just think that honestly the vaccine should be, not really a kind of a no brainer when it comes to getting a transplant. I mean, you have to get all these other vaccines to even get on the transplant list. You got to get like I think it's like your hepatitis series and just so many different other type of vaccines that they want you to get, and a lot of patients are like kind of feel forced to do those as well, but they go ahead and take them anyway. And then you got this scenario with people that don't want to take the vaccine to pass up on a transplant. I just think personally that's kind of ludicrous, but that's my personal belief. But I just came on to maybe see if some people wanted to maybe come on and just kind of talk about it, kind of chat about it, and see what your personal beliefs are as a patient. Anybody have a comment that they want to drop on this? I kind of felt like it would be a little bit of a touchy subject to kind of touch on, because a lot of people, including my own some of my own family members and different people, yeah, I mean, I agree, Jared. I do. I definitely agree. I definitely agree. Um, I mean, especially if it's going to stand in between you getting to extend your life. I mean, especially if you have a family, right? I mean, if you have a family, to me, those personal beliefs or personal convictions about certain things like vaccines. regardless of your stance, I mean, I think you should think of your family first. So, um, but I do understand as a patient that we should have rights, and we should be able to make our own decisions. But I think when it comes to the standard of transplantation, they want to make sure that they're covered as well. So that they want you to get fully vaccinated. And like I said, you have to get all these other vaccines as well to even get like prepared for be on the transplant list. So you have to have all of those vaccines. You have to be checked out thoroughly before you can even be put on the list. So it's to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. Go ahead and get the vaccine. Go ahead and get transplanted. So but if nobody else has any other comments on that, we can move on to another subject. Kind of wanted to talk to you guys real quickly about what we're doing with kidney conversations. If you don't already know, we've been doing a series of videos of educational style videos. Usually releasing our videos on Friday night. We have a social media, we have social media pages. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're sort of talking about just different educational videos. And I would like to possibly show you guys the website real quick and just kind of give you guys an idea of what we're doing with Kidney Conversations. Kidney Conversations was just an ideal that me and Kyle kind of had to, just basically a series to try to spread awareness and talk about different aspects of kidney disease and give you guys a more expanded, type of ideal. It's just a series that we're doing. We're getting a lot of our information based on we're doing like surveys and things like that. So I've ran a few surveys on Facebook and things like that, and the response has been really excellent. The response has been great to a lot of my surveys. But last video I think we did about kidney disease and fatigue, and I think that it was a really great video that we did. Like I said, the response I did a full video. We did a video on the kidney disease and fatigue, but I did a survey over on Facebook regarding the fatigue. And what I did was on the actual on the actual survey, I listed about, I don't know, 6 or 7 different symptoms of kidney disease. And and basically I asked what everyone's top symptom was of kidney disease. And believe it or not, out of like swelling and um, you know problems, nausea, things like that, brain fog. I mean, just all kind of different symptoms that we listed, um, trouble breathing, things like that. The number one symptom, I mean, I got more votes for fatigue than anything. So chronic fatigue was like the top symptom that every patient that voted on that survey. Uh, Spotty service, but that's okay. I'm going to continue with it, but I wanted to give you guys just real quickly, kind of show you guys what this website fully looks like. And it looks like I'll have to remove the chat overlay, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and take Jared's comment, or my caption comment off of there. There we go. So here's the website. I'm just kind of showing you guys the website. Kidney Conversations, as you can see right on here, we have like blogs. Almost every blog that we have on here, we have a video. This is a video we're going to be doing this week. So if you're interested in all, we're going to be talking about top 5 drinks for kidney patients. I just, covered that. I just covered one of them, so you'll be able to find out about that. It's pretty easy, a no brainer. It's pretty much water. I think a lot of people know that water is like the top drink. But as you guys can see, there's a lot of information on here. There's some must watch videos. Some great videos that I did on Hope with John, where we talked about kidney stones and can kidney stones cause kidney failure. I did this with awesome panel of guests here. Jim Benton from Transplant Journeys. She experienced kidney stones. I experienced kidney stones. And then also we had awesome kidney dietitian on here, Melanie Bett. So you need that video out if you've ever experienced kidney stones. There's a lot of great information in there. As a matter of fact, on the audio podcast of Hope with Jonathan, you can find it on my YouTube channel, or you can go to Spotify. You can go to any different major streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts. You can stream it pretty much anywhere. You can listen to the audio version of this, and if you go to the audio podcast, I do ad lib a little bit at the beginning just to kind of rehash what went on in the interview. That way, kind of let you know what happened in it. I don't spill everything, but if you're a kidney stone patient or you've ever experienced kidney failure, it's definitely an informative podcast to listen to. And that's what's great about doing these live interviews is you can spread so much information within usually about an hour of time, and it's just a great resource to go back to. Also, I did an interview here with the renal dietitian, Kelsey Reed. So she's just really awesome. She talks about a lot of great different renal safe foods, kidney friendly foods that you can eat. And believe it or not, she dismissed a lot of myths about that. So as you can see on the poster here, I've got like a Starbucks and pizza and bananas and tacos, and she talks about all this stuff that you can eat as a renal patient, but she does it basically. It's all in moderation, and she talks about different things that you swap out for different ingredients that are renal safe in this video right here. And she talks about a lot of great stuff. And if you're not already following these two dietitians right here, Melanie Bett, the kidney dietitian, and then also uh, Kelsey Reed. She's the, I believe, CKD nutrition coach over on Instagram. You need to check them out. They are very informative, got a lot of great information, very friendly, and they've been just willing to work with me and do these great videos. So, Mr. Shane Blanchard, and at that time right here on this video, Shane was still in need of a kidney. But Shane since gotten a kidney transplant. He was great on this show. Always a fun guy. As a matter of fact, he's starting to do his own shows now. So shout out to Shane. The kind of stuff we're sharing over here on kidney conversations .info. It's really coming along. We've teamed up with Kyle Hawkins from Toronto, Canada, from KWM, and Kyle's a great advocate and a good friend, and really appreciate Kyle what we're doing here with kidney conversations. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for now and kind of go back to this screen here where we can talk and kind of interact. So hope everyone's doing well. We've got some great interviews coming up for you guys. We're going to be scheduling some great guests for you. We've kind of taken a little bit of a break, not a long break at all. Ever since I started Hope with Jonathan around what was it, late August or early September of 2020, I started Hope with Jonathan, and I haven't stopped since. I mean, I've had an interview almost every week, and I realized that in 22, I was going to take a break in December, and then I had scheduled some more guests, and it just did not work out for me to take a small break, and so. This month here, it kind of worked out to where I kind of wanted to make a change with software and things like that. And I kind of wanted to do some things differently. And so I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take a small break. So I stopped scheduling people for now, but we are going to be right back into the mix of things in just a few days, and we're going to have more guests for you guys, more shows coming. But this was a great opportunity for me to take some time and just kind of refresh and try to regroup and figure out exactly where I wanted to direct the podcast and things like that. Sometimes you need a break just to kind of refocus, regroup, and figure some things out. But I've had a lot of great response to this podcast, and a lot of people want on the show. It's hard to accommodate everyone because I only do one show a week. That's all I pretty much have time for right now. But it's the response has been just incredible, and so we really appreciate that. And you guys have been a major blessing to us. As you can see, my cat decided to join in. He's back here on that chair. I don't know if you've seen him, but anyway. But tonight, guys, we're just kind of talking with you guys, about different aspects. Again, guys, if you haven't already had a chance to, you can subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Again, guys, we're sharing stories of hope. We are trying to inspire others to become a donor, right? So, we're trying to bring an aspect to kidney disease, but and awareness for kidney disease. But we're trying to also bring awareness to organ donation because we want people to watch the show, and we want people to end up getting their kidney, whether it be by maybe a living kidney donor, altruistic donor, uh, even deceased donor. I mean, or cadaver donor. Any one of those work. Of course, for people that are in need, but we love it when people respond to a podcast and want to be someone's donor. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create awareness for not only kidney disease, but we're talking with people also about trying to become an organ donation. We talk about sharing stories of hope. And the reason why we say sharing stories of hope is because by you sharing your story, you give others hope, right? And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to let people come on, give them a platform, and talk about their story, their experience with adversity and obstacles, with fighting for their life and going through a tough time with battling kidney disease and facing kidney failure and going on dialysis and the need for transplant. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to come on and share their story. And other people, such as myself, I remember when I went through kidney failure. I honestly I did not have very many resources because I didn't have much education. I had crashed into dialysis, and I had a tough time because I just didn't have any education. I didn't know where to reach for. I didn't know. I didn't really have an avenue to reach for resources because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know anything about kidney failure. I had no education on dialysis or transplant or anything. I had no clue. And one of the very first resources I came across was James Fabe with Dadvice TV, and he was amazing. I mean, I gained a lot of information, education from him, but not only from James Fabian, but I also picked up a lot of information from the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. And you can check them out right here on YouTube, Urban Health Outreach Media. They were doing great things. Of course, they had um, Steve on there, Steve Belcher. He had his own show as well that he was doing. Now he's known as Steve the Kidney Nurse right here on YouTube, so you can go check that out. Then he has the Warriors Quest show with Jared Brown, which I was blessed enough to be on his show a couple of times. I believe once before I had my kidney and I needed a kidney, and then boom, I ended up getting a kidney by way of direct donation. So just a few weeks later, so I was back on Jared's show again, I believe with Tay Veezy. So anyway, so those two resources for me, that Urban Health Outreach Media and Dadvice TV were huge to me at the time, and they still are. They're very impactful, especially for folks that are just recently diagnosed and don't have a lot of education on kidney disease. And so, I leaned upon those two resources heavily because I felt like um, I just needed it at the time. I was like a deer in headlights. I mean, literally, like I had no education on kidney disease. I didn't understand really what was going on with me. I was Google searching stuff like crazy, and then boom, one day Googling information, and I hit video on Google, and boom, here comes all these videos. There's Dad Vice TV, there's Steve Belcher with Urban Health, and then there's Jared Warriors Quest, and then like Lisa Baxter and Bella Langston and Shauna Lattimore with the transplant talk, and just so many different ones that I started watching early on, and getting just taking little bits and pieces from everyone's show and just really soaking that in. So I decided that I wanted to be involved in that and do something more. And then also, I want to mention also the great mentorship that I came across also with Kidney Solutions. And I mentioned them early on in this right here for more support, kidneysolutions.org. They are an incredible wealth of knowledge. Their motto is a transplant. What is it? They're something about a transplant experience, which is really what they are. I mean, they're a wealth of knowledge. Okay, and they go above and beyond. I mean, Kent does an amazing job with working with patients, and he loves to help patients. Okay, and because Kent is a patient himself, he's 34-year kidney transplant experience. Okay, and it's a network of transplant experience. That's what it is. So they are a network of transplant experience. So 34-year kidney transplant recipient helping other patients. Okay, so he's been through it all. He's seen it all. He's experienced a lot. Okay, over those 34 years. So, what better person would you want to get to help you is a person like Kent Bressler. And Kent was amazing to me. Took me underneath his wing, showed me how to advocate for myself, showed me how to begin to hang up flyers in my local community and kind of talk with people about my story. And anything that he taught me was to never be ashamed of telling my story. And I began to tell my story to almost everybody I came across. And Kidney Solutions helped me out so much with their support group, just so many different things that Kidney Solutions did for me. It was just incredible. And so Kent featured me also. That was the first thing that I ever did on a podcast. Excuse me, was Kidney Solutions. So I was on his Kent's Kidney Stories podcast. It was the very first podcast. And if you haven't already checked that out, go check it out. Kent's Kidney Stories podcast. It's on every streaming platform that you can, imaginable. He talks with different kidney warriors. I believe he does like AAKP 1 year, like every year their kidney anniversary, and he's interviewed. I mean, everybody A to Z. I mean, any kidney advocate, anybody on the forefront, anybody from AAKP. They've been on the show, and then there's been other people on the show as well. It's not a live show that you can listen to like one of these. It's just an audio podcast. Anyway, Kent's Kidney Stories. He featured me on his podcast when I needed a kidney, and so it was just a great way for me to, or a great person for me to come involved with. And it just so happened that Kent lived right here in the same town that I do. So if you believe in this sort of thing, it was like a divine connection. Okay, because I faced kidney failure, didn't have a lot of education. I was getting most of my information from online resources, and then all of a sudden, boom, God drops another person in my life that lived right here in my local town. So anyway, if you ever are in need of more support, okay, talk to Kent with Kidney Solutions. He's going to be more than welcome to talk with you, help you out. You go check out the website and click on waiting, and that's just a fraction of the patients that he's helping right now. I'm sure he's helping much more. So he really tries to help you understand about the need for you to get in the community and hand out your flyers. Not just hand them out to people, but just to get them hung up in different local businesses so that they get eyes on your story. And basically, these flyers can be hung up in any store, like any like mom and pop type of shops, small shops, or maybe a coffee shop, or a post office, a church, a bowling alley, maybe a hardware store, a restaurant, anywhere, a laundromat, anywhere that has like a community board that will let you put up a flyer. You always want to ask permission, unless it's just somewhere that they don't care and you already know they don't care. You just throw up your flyer. But just put your flyer up. You never know. You never know. I got hits on my flyer. Okay, I had a couple of hits from some people that I didn't even know they had that. they hit the flyer. They took the number and they called. And they called Kent and talked with Kent. And then Kent would call me and say, "Hey, you have a hit and someone called, and we're gonna pray about it and see what happens." And he told me, just because you got a call doesn't mean that doesn't mean it's over with. That you've got a kidney and you don't need to worry about it or stop looking for a donor. You need to continue to look for a donor. And so, but Kent was amazing, great resource that came into my life. So one of the reasons why, like I said, that I wanted to start the podcast was I felt like we needed more voices, more talk about this type of stuff, and we wanted to continue with that. So we started the podcast based upon my near-death experience with kidney failure, and we started Hope with Jonathan. We started bringing on different ones, and I remember my very first podcast. My wife came on. Everything that could go wrong went wrong with the podcast. The technical problems left and right. The podcast was just not very well laid out, but it changed. I grew, I evolved, and it's been a real blessing, a great blessing in my life. And I've really, really enjoyed sharing warrior stories. It's just been an incredible honor to be able to do that. And I've really enjoyed it. I really have. So we enjoy doing what we're doing. We have a passion for it. It's a great honor for people to even agree to come on and talk with us about their kidney warrior story. And so I really appreciate everyone's support. It's been incredible. And I really like this new platform. We will be streaming our podcast from another room. I kind of have a bedroom area that is a lot better, more suited for podcasting. Tonight, I just jumped on this computer to kind of talk with you guys a little bit and do a live really quickly with this new streaming platform that I've come accustomed with. It's been out for quite a little while, I think, and I've just found out recently that they're in Austin, Texas. So headquarters in Austin, Texas. I'm about 2 hours from Austin, Texas. So fellow Texans here, but Restream.io is who I'm streaming with, and we've left StreamYard, not because we hate StreamYard, anything like that. There's just some more options on this platform that I feel like we're going to be able to utilize a little bit better for streaming purposes that are going to allow us to make our podcast a little more crafty, a little more cool, a little more sparkle, a little more pizzazz. And the really cool thing about it is I really love this chat overlay that and yes, I seen that Jerry Brown was doing this as well. But as you can see, like if someone throws up a chat or someone makes a comment, that chat box will go, pop up the comment, and then you'll have a comment come in there, and it's really cool. I just really think this is a really cool way. And if the video behind you starts bothering you, you don't have to play that the whole time, and you can actually turn that off and put a background graphic back up there just to keep people from turning off the broadcast because it's bothering them. So you can actually turn on something like that just to stop it from spinning like that. But hey guys, listen, my name is Jonathan Traylor. I'm a kidney transplant recipient. I'm around a year and a half transplanted. I'm thriving with one kidney. And many of you out there that may come across this later on may wonder if you can live life with one kidney. You absolutely can, because I'm doing it, and I know many other patients out there that are doing it as well. So if you've ever wondered about becoming a donor, or ever wondered about whether or not you can donate your kidney maybe to a family member, you absolutely can. You can donate your kidney to another family member, and you can live life with just one kidney. Maybe I've heard people tell me that they would get sick or possibly die if they gave me their kidney, and that's absolutely not really true unless you have some other underlying condition or some other sickness or illness that could prevent you from becoming a donor. Then that would probably not be suited for you to do so. But if you are healthy and you are able and you are willing and you go through the process, you can definitely come out and be a successful donor. And you can rock life with one kidney. I'm doing it. There's a ton of people out there. Like I said, I just told you about a gentleman, Kent Bressler, with a 34-year kidney transplant recipient. He may even be now maybe 35 years. I'm not sure. There's people out there. I know a guy here in town. He actually has a kidney transplant. I believe he's over 50 years transplanted with one kidney. So he's living life with one kidney. His sister was his donor. She's still living, and she's rocked white life with one kidney. And they are now getting, they're not they're not super elderly type people. They're not like really ancient old, but they're older people. They're getting older in life, and but it's a positive thing for me to see because I'm 44, so I'm looking to be there too. And it gives me hope to see patients like that with stories like that that said, hey, if you take care of yourself, you try to do your best, take your medicine, follow a good diet, regimen, exercise, and do your best and try and do everything on your end. Then and kind of place the rest of it in God's hands. And you can be successful too. But I just want to let everyone know that our passion for this podcast comes from the fact that I suffered a near-death experience with kidney failure back in July of 2019, and I was just moments from death, and I ended up in a hospital room and in a very scary, traumatic situation where thought I'd been fighting the flu, and literally no, it was stage 5 ESRD kidney failure. And my lungs had begun to fill up with fluid, so I was breathing kind of heavily, as if I'd been running a marathon. And I was in really pitiful bad shape. And my wife had begged me to go to the hospital for days and days and days. And finally, I realized that once I tried to get up out of bed, that I wasn't able to get out of bed. And I got out of bed and fell right on the floor because I had no strength at all. And once I got up off the floor with the help of my wife and my son, I tried to urinate and I could not go urinate. I could not use the bathroom. And therefore, we called 911 at that point. And from then on, it was like a scene out of a movie. I mean, I was literally started breathing, palpitating. My heart started palpitating. I was having labored breathing, and my legs had already begun to really swell already, and that should have been a major sign for me. My ankles were really bad. I couldn't even put on shoes, and my lungs began to fill up with fluid, and that's what was causing the labored breathing. Later on, we found out my potassium had reached a level of 9, which is off the charts high. A lot of people don't make it once their potassium gets that high. And it caused me to go into a cardiac episode once I got into the hospital. As a matter of fact, when I got to my local hospital, they did not have a dialysis ward, and they put me in a helicopter, stat flighted me to San Antonio. It's about an hour from here by car, and helicopter was about a 20-minute flight. And once I got there, as soon as I graced the ER, I went into a full cardiac episode and blacked out. And all I heard them say was, grab the crash cart. And that was it. And I woke up 3 days later in the ICU, and I had all kinds of tubes and hoses in me, intubation, and all I had around me was my family. And it was a incredible traumatic event that just was an eye-opening, life-changing experience for me. And it just totally changed my life, for the better. And I'm actually grateful that this situation happened because I'm still here. And I don't believe if it wouldn't have happened the way that it did, I don't think I would still be here. Had I progressed and just continued on, I probably would have had more than likely either just passed away in my sleep or had a massive heart attack and end up dying at an early age. But because of that scenario, I chose to choose acceptance and accountability. These are some of the words that were missing out of my life. So acceptance, accountability, determination. I was determined to live. and I had to make some changes at adaptation. So I had to learn how to adapt. And so all of those four things, acceptance, accountability, determination, and adaptation. Um, learning how to adapt, learning how to roll with the punches, learning how to accept what was going on with me, being accountable for things that I was doing, things I was putting in my body, and then determination to live. And through all that, I gained a brand new lifestyle of trying to eat right, determined to live. So I was exercising and just really focused on my body. And I became transplant ready within just a few months after going in center dialysis. And then about 13 months later, after doing in center dialysis for about 10 months and then about 3 months on home hemo, I ended up getting the miracle gift of life. I got that phone call for transplant. And it did not come the way that I thought it would come. I thought I'd be on the list for like years because I was told that my blood type was O. So they were saying that it was like a 6 to 8 year wait for a deceased donor kidney. So I'm in the San Antonio area. So 6 to 8 years for an old kidney is a long time. And I know other places it kind of varies. Some places even longer of a wait. So but I got direct donated to, and it wasn't the way that I thought it would happen. I got a call at a time that I wasn't even really thinking about it, but I got the call, and I was ready. I was transplant ready. I've been following. I was engaged with my team. I was following the renal diet really closely, keeping my labs really keeping a close eye on my labs, and I believe that was really a major key for me watching foods, high in sodium, potassium, phosphorus, and really, really trying to do the right thing. Didn't do so good of that my first 41 years of life, but like I said, guys, after I had the kidney failure and the way that I had kidney failure, I wanted to live, so I was determined to live. So I made a lot of choices and changes, and acceptance and accountability, and learning how to adapt and determination. Those four keys right there really helped me a lot. And exercise, lack of exercise for years, and uncontrolled type 2 diabetes, hypertension. Those are diabetes being number one cause of chronic kidney disease, and number two be hypertension. Those two top leading causes is what got me some chronic kidney disease. And we talk about it all the time, and it definitely affected me. Definitely took out my kidneys. And so now I'm so very mindful of things that I do, and I've implemented an exercise routine, and I owe it to not only myself, my family, my kidney donor, my donor family. There's so many people that are keeping me accountable now that I can't lose, because I have to continue to stay engaged, and they help me stay engaged. But that's really what motivated me. All of these things that I'm talking about motivated me to do Hope with Jonathan, and really led me to be inspired to do this podcast. But listen, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go for now. I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this quick live with you guys. I'm really digging this platform, this restream. Once I hook up into the other room with my other computer that I actually stream on to do the podcast, I think it's going to be much more enjoyable. I have a lot of different little videos here that I'm going to be able to utilize for my background. I think are really cool and give this show a really neat effect. Different graphics that I can throw up here, and these captions are awesome. And guys, again, listen, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on this YouTube channel. Please go ahead and show us some support by clicking subscribe. We would really appreciate it. Also, guys, if you haven't already had a chance to check us out at hopewithjonathan.com, check us out at hopewithjonathan.com. You can watch our live interviews over there. You can listen to our audio podcast. You can support us and help us out by purchasing merch. All the proceeds go right back into Hope with Jonathan. There's a few streaming fees that we're paying right now. And so, if you guys could help us out with that, that would be amazing. We also have blogs over there that people can read, and just a whole lot of different resources over there with our friends list, and just all kind of different people that are doing podcasting and doing great things in the kidney community. So it'd be a great way for you guys to kind of find some things. We also feature some kidney warriors over there that are in need of a kidney. Just recently had to delete a couple that were on there. One of them being Shane Blanchard. So Shane's no longer in need of a kidney. So it actually brought me joy to delete him off of my page there for Hope Warriors that are in need of a kidney. So that was awesome to be able to delete someone that was on there that received their gift of life. So incredible. But we're not taking any glory or anything for that. We know that God gets the glory. But you can go check all that stuff out at hopewithjonathan.com. And again, guys, we've already talked about it, but you guys can help us out right here and subscribe to our channel. It would help us out immensely. The reason why we always are trying to talk about, and many of you have kind of seen that many of us that are influencers in the kidney community are trying to push toward YouTube, and we're asking for you to subscribe because it helps us out immensely. First of all, it shows that you're supporting our channel, but not only that, that you're engaged with us, that you're a part of part of us. You're a part of us when you subscribe to us, because you're going to get notified of if you hit the bell, you're going to get notified of all of our kidney content, every podcast we do, every live interview that we do. But not only that, but these podcasts, a lot of people don't realize how much goes into these podcasts. I mean, we create artwork, we write the questions, we interact with the guests to get them to come on to the show. We have to schedule those guests, and people don't realize. And then we have to market it. So a lot of it's like 25% interview podcast, and it's like 75% marketing, literally, with the creation of artwork and sharing it and getting it out there. And then really, it's like the show kind of runs itself once you get someone on the podcast, and you start interacting with them and asking them questions. And a lot of times, the guests will take over the show and just start talking. And that's the awesome part of podcasting. If you have a great guest, in which all my guests are awesome, they'll share they'll share, and you don't have to really do a whole lot when you're doing that. But there's a lot of work that goes in on the back work, on the back side of things, that a lot of people don't see when you're doing these podcasts like these. And there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of time invested. YouTube, there's a ton of work that goes on behind the scene. You have to do research on titles, research on taglines, and what's popular, what's trending right now, and things like that. So you have to stay on top of your game, and there's so much that goes on to it. You have to make sure your internet's decent. You have to make sure you have a decent computer. All these type of things. There's a lot of work that goes in on the backside of these podcasts that a lot of people have no clue. So what we're trying to do is get people to subscribe, and it's a great way to show support for us that do put a lot of work in and a lot of effort, and really try to put a lot of passion into what we're doing. And so when you guys subscribe to us, it brings us joy. It brings us we feel like we're appreciated for that time and that effort. And honestly, for people and warriors out there that need a kidney, the more eyes that our show gets on, the better. If not, then we're just doing the show. We might as well be doing the show and standing in the mirror and just doing the show for ourselves, honestly. And I don't mean that in a rude way, but I'm just saying, like, if no one's going to watch the show, if no one's going to watch the video, then you might as well do it for yourself. So it's just a great way for you guys to show support, and especially for the people that we bring on the show. It's fair to them to show them that kind of respect, and to help share their video, to help spread awareness not only for kidney disease, but for their story. And so when people subscribe to us, man, it gives us so much joy. I mean, honestly, I've been out at the store with my wife and see someone else subscribe to the channel, and I'm just like, yes. And she's like, what? And I'm like, I got another subscriber. And she's just like, oh, okay, But she understands. She understands the passion, but it's just we're just really trying to build a great network so that when people get interviewed on this, they get a lot of exposure. It's going to help them, and that's what we want. We want eyes on our videos. We want people to watch the interviews so that they have a greater chance of receiving a kidney. Or we want people to watch our videos to be educated and for prevention wise for kidney failure, kidney disease. We want people to realize that, you know, they can watch a video, and if they can pick up on a tip that they can implement education wise from the videos that we are putting out there, whether it be talking about renal diet, whether it be talking about kidney disease as a whole, talking about dialysis. Maybe somebody out there doesn't know that they can go to home dialysis. Maybe people don't know about how to even sign up to be a donor. Maybe they don't know the process. Things like that. Different facts that we can share, and guests that we can bring on the show that can share too. So all the information, every one of these podcasts that we're doing on this channel are uplifting. They're hopeful. We believe in sharing stories of hope because by them sharing their story, we feel like that they're sharing stories of hope because another patient may come across this podcast. Maybe not this video, but one of the interviews that we've done, and they'll see another warrior and say, "Hey, you know what? If if they can go through what they're going through and they can make it, then I can make it too." And so that's why we say we're sharing stories of hope. And just by the person stepping forward to share their story, um, it takes a lot of bravery for people to step out of their comfort zone and share their story. And it's incredible. It's a great way to get your story out there, and we definitely appreciate all of our guests. Again, guys, really hope you guys are blessed this evening. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. And remember, guys, be looking out for us. We're going to continue with this Hope with Jonathan. Just took a little break this week, but we are going to be back with a full panel of guests. Look for us this Friday. We're going to be doing a dialysis conference with Second Chance, Philip Harris Jones, and Tafaro Cook. So many different names. Can't even imagine the list of names. Fred Hill, Tay Beasy, Bella Langston, Sharika Brookins, Dr. Brookins from remote renal care. I just had her on the show. So many others that are going to be on this panel. It's going to be Friday night, I believe at 5 Central my time, and Pacific time I think it's going to be 3 o'clock. So, but we've got a huge panel of guests coming on the show. It's going to be an incredible conference. I believe a dialysis technician by the name of Keith Edwards, I believe, is going to be on there. He's incredible as well. Fred Hill, man, if you haven't already watched the video that I did with him, a podcast with him, talk about somebody that shares the power of sharing your story and hope. Go back and watch that video. Dialysis is not your life is the title of it. That man is incredible. He was an incredible guest. I mean, just everything that came out of his mouth. I mean, I just wanted to get up and run around the room. Literally, I mean, he was on fire. That guy was incredible. So he's going to be on that panel. So you guys, you don't want to miss that conference. It's going to be this Friday night, or Friday afternoon, I should say, 5 o'clock Central Time. That'll be probably 6 Eastern and 3 o'clock, I believe, Pacific Time. It'll be on Hope with Jonathan. It'll be on A Second Chance. And I believe Tafaro Cook has a YouTube channel as well with, was it Kidney Care Coaches? So you can check him out, Tafaro Cook. Hey, guys, hope you guys stay blessed. God bless you guys. Stay safe. Remember to take care of your kidneys. This is Jonathan Traylor. I'm going to sign off. You guys, God bless you. Take care. I'm going to go ahead and block this guest really quick for putting up some weird comment. That's okay. Again, guys, y'all take care. God bless. Take care of your kidneys. This is Jonathan.